Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Shanika. I hope y'all are having a wonderful, blessed day. So I'm gonna get right to it. I am going to read from the Women's Devotional, the story called Something Wonderful. And it's coming from Mark chapter 3, verses 1 through 19. And I'm going to read Mark chapter 3, verse 13 first before I get into the story. It says, Jesus went up on a mountainside and called to him those who wanted, and they came to him. So the story starts like this. Who, me, Lord? Yes, you. I'm calling you. But what you're asking of me is too difficult. I don't have the skills or training. I can't possibly succeed at this. Does this conversation sound familiar? I know it sounds familiar to me because our father called me probably about 15 years ago, and I sure hung that phone up. And when he called me in 2022, I still was like, what, you talking to me? You want me to do what? You want me to get on YouTube? You want me to do what? You want me to speak your word to people? You want me to do what? Yeah, that was me. Many of us know the experience of being asked to take on a task that seems much too demanding for us. We're afraid of failure. We make excuses. I know I made a whole bunch of excuses. But by doing so, we may miss the joy of being part of something wonderful. In The Purpose Driven Life, it's a book, author Rick Warren responds to those who make excuses concerning why they cannot serve the Lord. Abraham was old, Jacob was insecure, Leah was unattractive, Joseph was abused, Moses stuttered, Gideon was poor, Samson was codependent, Rahab was immoral, David had an affair and all kinds of family problems. Elijah was suicidal, Jeremiah was depressed, Jonah was reluctant, Naomi was a widow, John the Baptist was eccentric, to say the least. Peter was impulsive and hot-tempered. Martha worried a lot. And the Samaritan woman had several failed marriages. Zacchaeus was unpopular. Thomas had doubts. Paul had poor health. And Timothy was timid. I know probably about 7 of those things was me, okay? The 12 men Jesus asked to be his apostles could have offered lots of reasons why they were not fit to serve. They were common men with no special standing in the eyes of the world. Yet when Jesus called, they came. Fishermen, tax collectors, and even revolutionaries. History shows that their faith and obedience to Jesus Christ changed the world profoundly. When Jesus calls us to follow him, he's not looking for the smartest or the strongest or the most brave. He doesn't check our resume or call our list of references. Scripture is full of stories of women and men who were used powerfully by God despite their lack of experience or expertise. How about you? God is asking you to accept the assignment that seems far beyond your comfort zone. Are you afraid that you might fail? Or are you afraid that you might succeed? Take heart from this account of those whom Jesus chose to be his closest companions, those who would carry on his work. They changed the world not because of what they had in themselves, but because of the one who empowered them. And they were part of something wonderful. Some reflection questions for you is, what is God asking you to do that you are afraid to undertake? It could be working on yourself, changing your mind, Working on yourself, of getting over those insecurities and that low self-esteem and those addictions, or getting a new job, or starting school. Just taking that leap to surrender and give your worries away. Second reflection question: what excuses have you been giving yourself for not accepting the task? So what are you talking yourself down from doing? What excuses are you saying as to why you can't work on yourself and do what it is that you need to do? And lastly, what are the spiritual and physical resources you need to accept God's call? And whatever those resources are, ask God to give them to you. This title, Something Wonderful, stood out to me and this story because when I answered God's call, now 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, my life has changed in the most wonderful, wonderful way. And as the author Rick Warren mentioned, all the excuses Abraham and Jacob and Gideon had with all of the limitations that they thought they had, that they thought they had, that God looked at them and was like, I can work with that. Look at yourself and look at your limitations. Could you relate to some of those things? The insecurity, the stuttering, the family problems, the codependency, immorality, failed marriages. You look at yourself and think, there's no way that I can get out there and serve the Lord or get over these circumstances because of those excuses. You know what I'm saying? However you can. Turn to our Father, and He will guide you and teach you exactly how to overcome those things, because He's already forgiven us for those things. He already knows who we are without our old stinking self. He knows us. He knows us through and through to our core. So you have to get to know you. Work on you. Trust and believe that God is going to guide you and bring something wonderful into your life. I hope y'all have a wonderful, blessed day, and I thank you all so much for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and I thank you so much. Mwah.